up, you guys? So this is a reading for the full moon of October 2025. It happens on October 6th, I believe around like 11 something p.m. So maybe October 7th for some of you. This is a very interesting full moon because, number one, we are in a cosmic period that has not happened since the 1700s. And we can see that the world is in a very similar type of shift and change, okay? And that affects us on a global scale, but also within our own internal worlds. And so we're looking at how this particular full harvest moon, which is happening in October, is going to help us across the board, the energies that will be at play, and how we can best use this energy to our betterment, whether we're looking at our mental, physical, spiritual, or economic betterment. All right. This particular supermoon is so special because it is happening in October. It is called a harvest moon. The harvest moon falling in October has not happened since October 2020. And so with that, we want to look at what was taking place in our lives and what we were working toward around October 2020 as we journeyed toward the end of October. Toward the end of the year of 2020. So October, November, December, what was going on with you in that fourth quarter of October 2020? If you look at that, then you can understand the new things that are going to be coming in for you in this season. So it's kind of like picking up where you left off. It's important that you do not allow yourself to get distracted. It's important that you are not going back into old cycles and patterns. You guys have learned a lot since October 2020. You guys have learned a lot since October 2020 in terms of how you think, how you speak, how you see the world, how you communicate with other people, whether it is through your actual words or your actions. You've learned to read and interpret other people's words and actions. You've really done a lot in terms of how you have evolved yourself mentally, physically, spiritually, and economically. This full moon is going to show you how much work you've done on yourself. And so if there are things or people or situations or dynamics that are coming from the past that are a distractor to you, it's very important that you have your boundaries set and that you keep those boundaries in place and you do not allow things to disturb you. This full moon, along with all other full moons, can cause a lot of emotions to be stirred up in people. This one in particular, because everybody's going through a shift in their realities, and some people's shifts are not as comfortable as other people's shifts. So 3:03 on the clock, it's important that you are implementing a lot of the things that I mentioned in the October overview reading. So if you have not listened to that, please go back and listen to it. You got to make sure that you're doing the work, and I'll talk about some of that work and what that means in that other reading. But let's go ahead and hop into it. 234 on the clock. This is 234 is a great number message when we're talking about progression and taking steps of ascension and moving forward. Anytime I call a number out, I want you guys to look that number up on a website called Joanne Sacred Scribes. I'm not affiliated with Joanne, but her website is extremely accurate when we're looking at understanding what these number messages mean. And they usually correlate to either something that was happening in your environment at the time, something you were thinking, speaking, doing, or something I was saying in regards to the messages. All right. So, I feel like I just put a lot of words out into the air. 404 showing up for you guys at this time. And that's what it could be like for you guys as well. Like, you've done a lot of work in this time and you've put a lot of work out since 2020, like a lot of stuff. You may have been spinning your wheels, feeling like you're not getting anywhere, feeling like you're trying to get these advancements and all you keep hitting are dead ends and slow results. And that can be very frustrating. That could be very discouraging. It could deter you from wanting to advance. But whoever these messages are for right now with this full moon, it looks like you have not allowed yourself to be stopped. You have not allowed any type of deceit, betrayal, slowdowns, backstabbings, or perceived injustices keep you from where you're going. 447 on the clock. And that ties into the beginning of this with not allowing yourself to be distracted by things and from the old cycle, okay? The October reading talks about integrating into the new timeline. And as we experience this powerful full moon, that integration is going to start solidifying itself. And you have to know that not everybody's timeline is going to look great. Some people are going into karmic timelines. Some people are going into dharmic timelines. So we're dealing with karma and dharma. And you don't want to sacrifice your timeline entertaining somebody else's who's not on that same timeline as you, because that means you're going to have to downgrade. People who haven't done the work cannot go where you're going, which means to be with them, you can only go backwards. And if you don't want to go backwards, then you need to make sure that you're applying all of the lessons that you've learned. You're keeping your boundaries strong. All right. Those are just some prequel messages that have come through based off of the energy that is around. As you guys know, if you've been here for a while, when I do these readings, a lot of what's taking place in the environment has to do with the energy of the reading itself. And so I haven't properly introduced myself. I am Oracle Oya. I have been doing spiritual work online for the public to benefit from for the past 10 years. I do all types of different things. I write books. I host workshops. I do actual one-on-one services. I'm a natural born oracle. And yeah, here we are with me doing tarot readings online because they're a very simple way for me to do give backs energetically and give you guys some insight on how the cosmic energy is affecting everybody. We are all underneath the same cosmos, whether we like to acknowledge that or not. I try to make space to acknowledge nature, which is how I get closer to the Most High. And so with that, I'm translating the energy of nature's alignments for us. So think of these as like the photosynthesis of the cosmic energy, giving you all the information that you need so that you can transform and grow from the power that is being given to us at this time. This particular reading deals with the power of the October super full moon, which is the harvest moon. We usually get harvest moon in September, but if you guys have been here for the readings, you know that we had 4 new moons in one season, which bumped back the full moon of the full harvest moon to October. And so yeah, it's a big deal. It's a lot of energy coming through right now. It's been like 7 minutes and I haven't even gotten into the reading, so let me just kind of hop into the cards that I have before me. All right, starting off, you guys are going to have the opportunity to rest. So some of what I said is in these cards when I'm talking about putting in a lot of consistent hard work and hitting different types of dead ends. And so if you feel like your work has gone unnoticed, 755 on the clock, by people, it doesn't matter, because the work has gone noticed by the energy. The work has gone noticed by the Most High, which is why many of you who are listening to this message now are going into a more positive timeline. You're going to be given the opportunity to rest. So if your body feels like you need to rest, please take the time to do so, even if it doesn't make logical sense, that you feel extremely tired or you feel like you need to get more sleep than usual. Allow yourself that time to rejuvenate. As we shift timelines, we're going through a lot spiritually. Your dream state might even be a lot more active, whether you remember it or not. Doesn't really matter. We are always dreaming, and those dreams could be giving you the soul growth that you need, right? But it can be very draining on your actual body as you are going through the day. You could really have done the internal work to overcome a lot of the challenges and blockages. If you've done the type of work that required you to get to a positive timeline since 2020 to now, you definitely deserve a moment of reprieve. So when your body is asking you to rest, whether it makes logical sense from what you've done in your day or not, just follow your body and allow yourself that moment to rest. If you do need moments of pause, which I highly recommend, you can come to the decompression sessions. They kick off again on October 16th. They are a part of the Rewire, but you can get them as a separate service. Right now, for the month of October, I'm doing different types of discounts, with the biggest one being from now until October 5th. You guys can take 50% off of everything on my website. If you are listening to this before October 5th, then you have the opportunity to get a full moon reading and ritual combo by visiting my website, and you can get that for 50% off. So it's a lot of opportunities for you guys to start integrating this energy, starting with getting some rest and then secondly accelerating that by getting my services. If you're interested, no pressure, I'm just saying. You are going to see the ability to rest come through in a materialized fashion. And so if there's an area of your life that you have been like putting in the most work, like say if you've been working really, really hard to fix your love life, then finally it's going to feel like, okay, you and your partner are at a good pace. Y'all are on the same page and y'all are back to loving each other. Or you finally found the person that you would like to invest more energy into when it comes to dating. If this is work, then it's like, okay, you finally got the idea that you needed to present to your boss, and you're just going to know that you'll eventually get your promotion or your upgrade or the accolades because you've done the work necessary so far, or you actually are going to get that gift or promotion, right? Bonus or whatever it is, 117 on the clock, and then it's going to give you the moment to pause. Whatever the moment is that is being given to you is tied to something that secures your home life. And so again, this could be work, or this could be family, or this could be personal relationships, like maybe you and your friends go into business with each other, 1133 on the clock, and it's finally advancing, and now you guys are seeing so much progress that you can rest. You figured out who is and is not for you. You've learned and mastered how to navigate whatever area or areas of your life this is, and the full moon is going to bring you some rewards of that, 115 on the clock. So we're looking at changes, positive changes with major areas of your life. The changes that are coming in from this full moon are going to allow you to actually move forward. And so it could be that up to this time, you've been waiting and waiting and waiting for some kind of results to come in, and you felt like you kept hitting some sort of dead ends, and it's been a long time of this type of energy happening. Well, finally, things are going to shift, and you're going to be able to actually have forward motion and forward movement. Again, in the background of this is people being able to see what is going on. And it came up in the October overview reading as well, of people being able to see what is going on, but not everybody that's looking is happy. People gonna be pissed the fuck off that you're benefiting the way that you are. And the reason they're going to be so upset is because other people are going to be able to see this. So let's say somebody has been like spreading rumors about you and talking shit, right? Or trying to make you look bad. The truth is prevailing. And so they're the ones that's going to look crazy because whatever they said about you is evidently clearly not true. And that's proven because the new timeline that you're in is showing tangible, measurable results from the past work that you've put in, which kind of ties back to the overall general reading of the month, where you are reaping the harvest, which ties to this full moon, which is the harvest full moon. And so yeah, abundance and blessings are here for you. If you guys have been tied to a project with someone else, whether again this is love or career or whatever, it's you and a person that you're balanced with. Maybe y'all have been out of balance, right? Maybe you guys have been like working at something together, and it has been a long time coming, whether again that is a relationship in love or relationship in business or something like that. The two of you are going to win. There's some big ones coming here that deal with again your finances or your home life. So that could be you and a business partner have been working toward a project for a very long time, and finally it pays off for you guys. Money is coming in. It could be that you and your mate have been working hard to stabilize your relationship, and finally you guys have a breakthrough and things are going well. It could be that you and your mate started a business investment together, and whatever you guys invested into is finally starting to pay off. And it's evident. It's evident. It's evident, and whoever wasn't rooting for you needs to stay away. Like, this is also not the time for you to gloat and boast. You don't need to do that. People can see with their own eyes what it is that you've done. You don't need to put anything on display for them to see. They're already going to see it. And so I say that because as soon as people see something going well for other people, when their shit is fucked up because they haven't done the work, and that's pretty much the season we in. If things are fucked up for people, it's because they didn't do the work. And you need to see that as a big red flag. It isn't because, you know, shit is just fucked up. No, it's because they didn't do the fucking work. You did the work. Think about how hard the work was that you've done. You've done it. So those type of people stuck in those type of timelines, when they see something that looks shiny, they want the shortcut, fast way advancement to get there, especially if they feel like you don't deserve what you have. And a lot of people will feel like that when the work that you've done hasn't been able to be measured by them, because it's being measured and tallied by the spiritual realm. Some shit that they can't even begin to fathom because they're detached from their spiritual self, right? And so that work that you've done on that level has been noted, and you are being rewarded for it. 1555 on the clock with some big major changes. So you got to keep your boundaries in place with people so that what you have stays protected. Again, we have surrounding you, we have a lot of like 5 of Pentacles, 5 of Swords. Like, this is a whole lot of extra motherfucking energy, worried about the wrong energy. And if you allow yourself to get caught up in that with people, then you're going to be moving in accordance to how people are responding and reacting to your business and information, instead of moving in accordance to the Most High. So it's very important that you're not being boastful or putting things on display. Like, if you get engaged, can you tell people? Yeah, but do you need to make a big social media announcement? No, like, that doesn't need to happen. People could find that out whenever you decide to invite them to a wedding, if you do decide to invite people to a wedding. You feel what I'm saying? Like, if your business all of a sudden blows up and becomes extremely successful, do you need to go tell everybody how many sales you made this month? No, you don't. I mean, unless that's part of what you're marketing, right? Like, and you've been doing that. But if not, just keep running your business. People could tell when people are doing good or not. You feel what I'm saying? And sometimes people assume people are doing good even when they're not. And sometimes people assume people are not doing good even when they are. And whatever they assume is not your business to try to jump into or navigate. Just know that you need to keep your business to yourself and continue to move in silence, because so many blessings are coming here for you. Continue to listen to your intuition. That is going to be heightened by this powerful, magical full moon. It's important that you are paying attention across the board. And so making sure you're not missing anything. Like, say if you casted your net really, really wide, you need to make sure that you go back and check everywhere that you've casted your net. You need to make sure that you go back and clean things up. Like, maybe you put out a request for something or apply to something and the answer is in your inbox, but you're not seeing it because you don't want to look that way, or you're not accepting some kind of offer that you've called in for yourself because it doesn't look the way that you want it to look. So it's important that you're listening to your intuition and remembering all of the lessons that you learned up to this point, because this full moon is helping you actually bring forth something that you've been asking for. If you want to have a child, you'll have the opportunity to do that. If you want to birth a brand new idea, you'll have the opportunity to do that as well. Something that you've invested into to kind of bring to life is actually going to come to life this month for you. Well, I can't say this month, but it's going to be triggered by this full moon. And so this full moon energy can, you know, put us in position to be sustained for a very long time to come, depending on what it is, like a lifetime to come if you're birthing a child, right? And so whatever that is, this full moon energy is the catalyst to this long-term stability of whatever it is you're birthing. And it's something that you've been wishing for, hoping for, praying for, looking and trying to advance. And you've been calling it in 1919 on the clock from your heart space. And you've been doing all of the work to get out of whatever type of toxic behavioral patterns that kept you stuck in the old cycle. And so because you've done that work, the ending to the old is going to be solidified even more by the new coming in and the new timeline materializing for you. And so as the new starts to show itself in measurable, tangible ways, by virtue of the new being here, it signifies the closing of the old. You just need to keep marching forward and walking toward the new and not looking back at the old. And with that being said, I hope you guys enjoy this full moon, and I have a lot of services that are available for you guys as we move into this week of October 6th, 2025. And then leading up to October 6th, if you're listening to this, definitely check out my website, get on my mailing list so that you can get the 50% off at all of the things on my shop. You can just go to the website right now and get 50% off of Oracle sessions with me. And then if you're listening to this after October 6th, I still have great things available for the month of October in terms of discounts, because we are celebrating the 10-year anniversary of my business. 244 on the clock, you guys. Enjoy. Peace.